Live. All right, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to a special meeting of the South Carolina Public Service Commission. Today is Monday, August 31st, 2020. I am Commissioner Justin T. Williams. Here in the hearing room with me, I have Commissioner Belzer and Commissioner Whitfield. I'd like to welcome everyone who is joining us virtually. Apologize for us starting a little later. We had some technical difficulties. I'd like for us to go ahead and get started, but before we do, I want to make sure we have a record of who's here in the hearing room, but also who's joining us via telephone. The District 1 Commissioner with us. District 3.
Mr. Chairman, I am here. I'm in the office and joining by Skype because of COVID-19.
All right, thank you, sir. District 4.
Yes, Tom Urban. I'm joining you virtually.
And District 7.
O'Neill Hamilton, I'm present, and I'm in the office due to COVID-19.
Thank you, gentlemen. And as stated previously, District 2 represented by Commissioner Belzer and District 5 represented by Commissioner Whitfield are here in the hearing room with me. All right, today the staff member presenting the agenda is Attorney David Butler. Would you please proceed, sir?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman and other commissioners. The sole matter before the commission at today's special meeting involves docket number 2019-290-WS, application of Blue Granite Water Company. The staff presents for commission consideration two general areas. Area number one is a request dated August 7th, 2020 of the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs for clarification and alternatives, and including but not limited to the company's conditional petition for approval of accounting order and request or expedited consideration to the proposed rate implementation. And the second area is oral arguments held on August 27th, 2020. Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, it's Commissioner Randall. I have a motion on this matter.
All right.
First, Mr. Chairman, I would like to express my appreciation to the parties in this matter for the quality of the oral arguments presented on August 27th. Thought they were able to describe very well the untenable situation that Blue Granite customers face because of a pending rate increase under bond, while at the same time experiencing the troubling effects of COVID-19 pandemic. We have before us a request from the consumer advocate for clarification and alternative to proposed rate implementation under bond, and a filing by Blue Granite entitled Conditional Petition for Approval of Accounting Order and Request for Expedited Review. Mr. Chairman, with the consent of the parties, this commission took judicial notice of the governor's order declaring a state of emergency dated August 25th, 2020, and the order on statewide evictions and foreclosures of April 30th, 2020, issued by South Carolina Supreme Court Chief Justice Donald W. Beatty. Blue Granite also described its desire to proceed with putting its rate increase under bond in effect, despite the fact that Blue Granite had indicated in its letter dated March 19, 2020, that the company would put into effect whatever rate that the commission approved, and the company obviously has not. Based upon the information before us, I would like to make a motion. And that is, I move that the stay of the proposed increase in rates under bond ordered by Commission Order Number 2020-549 remain in effect. To protect its interests, Blue Granite filed a conditional petition for approval of an accounting order and requested expedited review. I also move that we grant Blue Granite's request for expedited review and also grant the request for an accounting order as provided herein. I further move that the implementation of the company's rate increase under bond be stayed through December 31st, 2020, due to the immediate adverse financial impacts that would be suffered by residential and commercial ratepayers during the governor's declared healthcare emergency in South Carolina, and that the conditional petition for approval of an accounting order also be granted until December 31st, 2020. The Commission will consider renewal of the accounting order at a later date. This accounting order will not involve a change to any of the company's rates at this time or require any change in any Commission rule, regulation, or policy. Further, the issuance of this accounting order will not prejudice the right of any party to address or challenge the recovery of these costs in a subsequent rate proceeding. Finally, the parties will have further opportunity to be heard on the company's conditional petition for approval of accounting order before the Commission's preliminary stay has expired. Mr. Chairman, I believe that this motion is the best way to protect the interests of all parties in this case in this era of the COVID-19 pandemic, and I so move. Also, Mr. Chairman, a full written order will be forthcoming and shall be issued. So I further move that the order will address today's directive and the Commission's directive of July 15, 2020, addressing the company's bond request. So moved, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Randall. I would like to open discussion with a point of clarification. I was not here during this hearing. As such, I am recused from this vote. District 6 is not voting on this matter. Any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Vice Chairman Belzer.
South Carolina Code Section 58-4-240D allows a utility to put the rates requested in its schedule under bond during the pendency of an appeal and until final disposition of the case. The decision of whether or not to put rates into effect under bond is a decision of the utility alone. It's their prerogative to protect their interest. The statute also says or directs the Commission to provide that the bond is in a reasonable amount, to approve the amount of the bond, and to approve the sureties to ensure that there is proper surety on the bond. And the bond has to be conditioned upon refund as prescribed by the Commission if the rates are ultimately deemed or determined excessive after appeal. One of the issues that was raised was that the directive of July 15th had not provided any details of the refund. I think typically, in my experience, and this may be something we want to look at in the future, but in my experience, the details of the refund are often explained further in a Commission order, oftentimes after the appeal has been heard. Typically, the Commission would instruct the ORS to audit the refund amounts and require the utility to provide further details of how the refunds would be are effectuated. While I recognize that 58.5.240D allows the utility to place the rates in effect under bond, there is another section of the statute that says, or there may be substituted for the bond other arrangements satisfactory to the Commission for the protection of parties interested. Given the latitude of the statute that there may be substituted for the bond other satisfactory arrangements, coupled with the state of emergency and the unprecedented conditions brought about by the COVID-19 pandemic, I believe that the motion made by Commissioner Randall for approval of the accounting order and a stay of any further increase under bond meets this section of the statute for other satisfactory arrangements and provides protection for the consumers, the utility, and the other parties. Therefore, I'm pleased to be able to support this motion and appreciate Commissioner Randall making it. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice Chairman Belzer. Anyone else? All right, seeing none.
Mr. Chairman,
Yes, Commissioner Irvin.
thank you, sir. I too want to thank Commissioner Randy Randall for his motion. This is an unprecedented time at which our state residents are having to live through with the COVID-19 virus, which just yesterday we had another spike in cases in the Midlands. I believe it was one of the highest days on record in terms of numbers, and our positivity testing is more than twice the national average, and people are suffering. Many are out of work. Some have lost their jobs permanently. We have others that are facing eviction from their homes because they're behind on their mortgage or rent on their apartments. And so there are many ratepayers suffering out there in this service area that Blue Granite serves. In addition, there are many small businesses that are struggling now to make ends meet, particularly the restaurant industry that's had to cut back on their occupancy rates, gymnasiums, the movie theaters, and I could go on, but there are many businesses that are suffering, and they too are impacted by a rate increase under bond. I was disappointed that Blue Granite has chosen to go this route, but I'm pleased that we found a solution that does protect everyone's interest. It's not a good time to increase rates, certainly under a healthcare pandemic, and now that the Chief Justice's order has expired, we have foreclosures and evictions that are being filed and served on many of the residents in this service area. So I think it's a fair way to preserve the status quo for at least till the end of the year. No one will be prejudiced by that. In fact, many will benefit from it, and we can revisit the matter at the end of the calendar year. Hopefully we'll soon have a safe and effective vaccine and begin to return to normal life. So I support the motion, and I thank Commissioner Randall for his wisdom in drafting it. I also want to thank the South Carolina Department of Consumer Affairs for bringing this option to our attention so that we could fashion a remedy that works for all concerned. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Commissioner Irving. Are there any more comments before we call for the vote? All right, seeing none. District 1.
Aye.
District 2.
I vote aye.
District 3.
Aye.
District 4.
Aye.
District 5.
Aye.
District 7. District 7.
Aye.
District 6, I'm abstaining. The ayes have it, motion carries. All right, that concludes the matters before the commission for this meeting. The next scheduled meeting is on Wednesday, is that right, Attorney Butler?
Yes, sir, that would be correct. At
Wednesday
PM.
at 1 p.m.
1 p.m., excuse me, sir.
Is it 1 p.m. or 2
I believe
p.m.?
it's normally 2 p.m.
2 p.m.,
Yes.
right, okay. So we will see you all again on Wednesday at 2 p.m. Thank you.